Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and others that great most all salutations to you brothers out there doing the work of truth and sincerity. Okay, so this lesson, just going to hit on the sovereignty of the Most High, okay? Because a lot of our people are willful and they do things out of spite because they think they can control the narrative. They think they can change what's going on. As far as us being in captivity under the so-called white man, we're not here to, be a part of this society. We're not here to, get along or go along and, basically get a piece of the pie in this American society. We're here to suffer. As the scripture says, Micah 2:10, this is not our rest. And we don't go to the so-called white man to make any covenants. Okay, we're prisoners of war, and and we're waiting on the Lord to take us out of the situation that we're in. Okay, the so-called white man is holding us hostage. He's holding us hostage from the Lord. Okay, they're honestly they're trying to kill us off as a nation. They're trying to do away with Israel, as a whole nation. All right, so. But the gist of this lesson is just to show you God's sovereignty. And he's the one that sets up the kings, and he's the one that takes them down. Now, will he use us as an instrument? Yes, he will. OK, but our job now is to prophesy and to wait ye upon the Lord, as the scriptures say. So, I got a few scriptures and I'm going to go into Lord willing, this is edifying. Just to convey the message, man, because Jake, they always forget. They got the spirit of Eleazar in the Maccabees when he tried to, get himself fame. He ran under an elephant trying to kill a king that he thought was on a certain elephant when they were going to war. I think I'm not sure if it was the Greeks. I think so. But anyway, and during Eleazar's his pompous inglorious moment, he ended up getting himself killed because he tried to go outside the realm of the Lord's order, for lack of better words. But it's the Most High that sets this so-called white man up, and he's gonna take him down his way. And that's why you should always prophesy against them, and not try to go to them as if we need some type of civil rights, because we don't have any rights. They've shown you that they've taken all the rights of you blacks, Latins, and Native Americans away. They're showing you gradually that they want to come after everything, freedom of speech, masculinity, being a father, they're coming against all the old ways. All right. But we know, that these are the wiles of the devil. OK, which is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 6:1. It says, "Hear, therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear." All right. And you Jakes are judges of the ends of the earth, because it's a small thing that the Lord, makes us prophets, and the spiritual man judges all things. All right. And is judge of no man. OK. So but that's the power that we have. But a lot of Jakes don't use it to their advantage. When we go out there prophesying the downfall of America, we're consuming the so-called white man with the spirit of our mouths, with the spirit of the Lord's mouth, because we are a sharp instrument hidden in the shadow of the Most High, right? According to Jeremiah 49, or Salakia, Isaiah 49. I'll continue. It says, "Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For the power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest." All right. So sovereignty is given to the so-called white man by the Most High. All right. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels? Okay. So the Most High has searched out the so-called white man's counsels. Okay. But the Lord uses certain individuals to bring about his agenda. Okay. Josiah, King Josiah being a perfect example, was a righteous king. He was glorified, had one of the greatest Passovers known in Israelite history. He went out his way to do something that he felt wholeheartedly that was right, but it was wrong. All right. He went up against the king of Egypt, which was Necho II. The warring factions, Egypt was allied with, I believe, the Assyrian Empire, and going against the northern Mesopotamia to take over Carchemish. And I might be wrong about them being allied with the Assyrian Empire, but just got to check my history. But anyway, Josiah thought it was convenient that he go to war against the king of Egypt, and the king of Egypt, Necho II, was let Josiah know that, hey, the Lord put the spirit on me to fight against these, his enemies. And, Necho II told Josiah, hearken unto my words, because the Lord was with them. And that was true. Okay. Because what ended up happening to Josiah is the result of his presumptuousness. He ended up dying, because he was doing something sincere that he thought was sincerely right, but it was sincerely wrong, because it was against the will of the Heavenly Father. And the Lord works in mysterious ways, just like we see him working in mysterious ways with the so-called white man in his reign. All right. And the Most High set up the so-called white man. All right. And he's going to take them down. Okay. All right. Daniel 4:17 really quick. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Now, the basis of men, that's Esau. Okay. Job 30 tells you that they were base men. Okay. They were chased and cast out of civilization, man. That's why they dwelt in the caves, and that's basic history. When you look up, when you understand Esau's history, okay. But the Most High sets up whom he will, man, for his purpose, okay. And what his purpose was, Proverbs 16:4, man. All right. Proverbs 16:4. And now in light of this, our job is to what? To prophesy and do what the Most High told us to do, not to march, go out there on the highways and byways. Now if it's all right if they, they set up, camp. We probably wouldn't do it, outside the White House and go through the scriptures and condemning this devil. That's another thing. But, to ask for anything from the devil, that's is not wise. Proverbs 16:4, it says the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. All right. So the Lord hath made the wicked for the day of evil. And right now we see the wicked prospering. We see the wicked, at the top, and we see the people suffering, but it's all part of the grand scheme of the Lord's, the thing that he's doing, and that's a great thing. Okay. It is like the perfect Cinderella story. All right. For the nation of Israel. This is Psalm 17:13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." All right. So it's the Lord's sword. All right. The wicked is the Lord's sword. Okay. To punish the nations. All right. And he mainly used them to punish us. Okay. Because we have our past transgressions. All right. We know why we're in the circumstances that we're in. And all we can do is wait on the Lord for him to deliver us, because we're headed into a time where, these are the times that the Lord has spoken from the beginning. He's spoken to the prophets, some marquee prophets, Moses. He spoke, told him the beginning, the middle, the present, his present time, told him about the present time, told him about the future, the prophecy, prophesied unto him the future of the end. Also, he did it to Daniel. John the Revelator, just to name a few. Ezra, these are different prophets that he allowed them to understand what the fullness of the rulerships and getting the full understanding of all these nations and the time leading up to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so the Lord is going to disappoint our our foes, our enemies. Okay. All right. So the Lord gave them sovereignty, and the Lord is going to take them away. He's going to take it all away. Okay. All right. So I didn't have this on my list, but I can bring it up. This is Sirach. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verses 8. All right. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So we already have the rulership coming. Our thing is, we don't do anything outside of the Most High's will, his judgment. And that's what he, pretty much revealed to us. We go on the highways and byways. We are a grievance to the so-called white man to behold. Esau, Edom. All right. Just by us going out there and declaring who we are and prophesying the downfall of this place is enough. All right. And waking up and doing what we can, putting our best foot forward and laboring so that the elect can wake up. All right. That is enough. We don't need to go to the so-called white man to ask for any damn thing. You're going to find that out very soon that he's not willing to compromise in any type of way. All right. And you're dealing with the devil. Okay. You're dealing with the devil. And you're going to find that out the very hard way. All right. Sirach 10:9, it says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." All right, meaning his bowels, meaning his place of feelings. Deep down in your bowels, that empathy, that sympathetic type feel. That's what the so-called white man doesn't have, man. Compassion and all of that. That's gone, man. When you look that word up, bowels, and you go into that word, it explains that place, that of feeling, sort of like they don't have that natural affection. Okay. It says, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. All right. So what? The so-called white man, the stint of time that he's been ruling, it's been like a disease, man. And the Lord is the physician, and he's going to cut it off. Okay. All right. Because what are they doing to the earth? They're destroying the earth. Okay. They're destroying the people. Okay. So it is like a disease. For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts, and worms. All right. And we know that's the future. the so-called white man. It says, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. And we know that Esau had the same mentality from his beginning. Hey, the scripture says his sin is from his youth. All right, some to that extent, you know, and that's from their very inception, man. All right. All right. For pride is the beginning of sin, and we know the so-called white man has that. He that hath it shall pour out abomination, which they do every day. All right. They make laws against the Most High's, his laws. They make laws against Yahweh's laws. They condemn anybody that wants to, you know, to uphold the law, you know, and we're going to see more of that. All right. It says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly, which is going to happen, man. That's why he said, wait ye upon me. Wait ye upon the Lord, man. All right. And until he rise up to pray. Okay. And that's what we're doing, because he's going to give us power. All right. We need not to deviate from the plan. It says, the Lord hath cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. All right. The Lord hath plucked up the root of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their places, or in their place. And that's what's going to happen again. Okay. But through great tribulation shall the kingdom, you know, so we enter into the kingdom. All right. So we still got Jacob's trouble. You got martial law that's going to be declared due to civil unrest. Also, the RFID chip, which is one of the biggest prophecies that we're waiting for to happen. And ultimately, World War III and the destruction of North America and anybody that's allied to them, you know, mainly the state of Israel, which is going to be blown off the map. And it's by their own hand, you know, it's by their own doings, because the Most High said basically, you know, he was going to, the fruits of their works was going to be their demise. And I'm roughly paraphrasing. Okay. All right. So if we know the Most High is going to take down the wicked, we should just hold on to what he told us to do, man. You know. All right, Salaki. That's Isaiah. So Isaiah 55:11. I'll start there. All right. Isaiah 55:8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." All right. So don't, you know, at times Jake like to rush the most High's way, his will, and go about taking his own righteousness, and you know, and that's deviating. All right, it's deviating. All right, and there's repercussions for that. It says, verse 10, it says, "For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth a bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and the bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." All right. So it's going to prosper. All right. It's going to prosper because the Most High said, all right, his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom to destroy it, man. All right. And he's going to make an end of Esau. Okay. He's going to make an end of Esau. All right. All right. All right. So Slack and bear with me. I'll just get that. Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations. And that's what's happening now. Joel 3. He's gathering all the nations together. Hey, he's done it. He's done it more than once, man. He's done it on many occasions. He brought all the nations together so he can, place his, his pieces in the right places. Take down this king, use this king to take that king down, so on and so forth, man. We see how elaborate his ways are, watching the culmination of World War III right now. Okay. It says that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right. And that's what's happening. That's what's going to happen. All right. Okay. All right. And it's important to not try to establish our own righteousness, because we lack patience. And it's not a good thing to want to be a hero, for all the wrong reasons. Romans 10 and 1, it says, my brethren, my heart's desires and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. All right. And we hold the same sentiment. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge, for they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. All right. And that is the truth for most of our people, Well, that's the reality for most of our people. They try to establish their own way. And the Most High never set up that way that they're doing, And that's why you got Israelite groups who go about to do their own thing. Now, is it sincere? We don't know. Are they deviating from the plan? Yes, And with that, this was edifying. Shalom, Yahbashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakudash, Barathon. A double honesty apostles and 3 millstones, salutations to brothers out there doing the work of truth and sincerity. Shalom.